What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an Arsenal inventory update to do for you guys. Vinyl this time, and pretty much we're going to be jumping down into the experimental and black metal rabbit holes of the underground. I got 6 records I'm going to be talking to you about here, and I'm going to get this right off started with a couple of releases from probably one of my favorite bands in the realms of hardcore. And the first record I'm going to show you is one of the most wanted items I have been looking for from this band in particular. And here we go. This is the split between Full of Hell and Psy Warfare. Of course, you have the front of this one, which is the Full of Hell side, The Insurmountable Wall. And you have the other side, which is Psy Warfare, called The Exotic Sounds of Psy Warfare. If I'm not mistaken, this was a 2014 Record Store Day release put out through A389 Recordings. And pretty much, the Full of Hell side was the main reason I wanted to get this particular record. Because this was the band dabbling into their more noisy, experimental sort of sounds. Of course, you would know Full of Hell best for them dabbling into power violence, grindcore, and hardcore. But with the song The Insurmountable Wall, it pretty much showcased them diving into more noisier territories. And it showed in droves. Of course, the main thing that stands out a lot about this particular song is the vocals. Really tortured and wretched sort of vocal stylings, but yet the musicianship and the noise and electronic aspects of that song really stood out a lot more. And it's a seriously intense song. Vocally, lyrically, musically, it's just an intense song. The Psy Warfare side is pretty special too. If you don't know who Psy Warfare are or is, it's pretty much the electronics project of Duidhellion of Integrity. Psy Warfare is a completely different beast in its own right, and if I'm not mistaken, this was a song that was done way back in the mid-90s, and I believe it just got put to a record. I don't know if it's exclusive to this song or if it was used before, but it's something very different. It's not as intense as the Full of Hell side, I'll say that much, but I think it's quite an intriguing song nonetheless. But I'm the Full of Hell fanboy here, so I'm going to like Full of Hell's side better. So, yeah, once again, you have the front of this side. You have the other side with the Psy Warfare here. Comes with a lyric sheet. You have the Full of Hell side with lyrics and credits. The Exotic Sounds of Psy Warfare right here. Recorded February 25th, 1997. So this particular track is almost 20 years old, which is fucking crazy. Get this back here. And I love this vinyl color. It's limited to 100 copies. It came on a clear vinyl with camouflage splatter. You see bits of black, yellow, and green on here, and I like these little miniature labels on here. You have Full of Hell on this side, you have Psy Warfare on the other side. I really like that they did this with the labels. I think it's a cool little addition here. But yeah, really happy to have this. I got this for a really dirt cheap price through Discogs. Got it for like 10 bucks. I'm pretty sure you can still be able to get a hold of it, but although it's in different variations, so if you want to get to know the noisier sides of Full of Hell, check out the split with Psy Warfare. It's pretty cool. And continuing on with Full of Hell, we have a release that I just reviewed not too long ago, and this just got put out as a vinyl version, self-released through both Dylan of Full of Hell and Lee Buford of The Body. This is The Body and Full of Hell collaboration, One Day You Will Ache Like I Ache. Yeah. Neurat Recordings put out the CD, and I believe this is, like I said, this is self-released through the bands. Yeah. Fucking amazing collaboration. Love it to death. Just intense and manic all the way throughout. Stuff that doesn't really sound like either bands in certain instances, but I think this is a really enjoyable release. But yeah. You have the front cover here. I really love this artwork. Back cover. Digging this little architecture sort of design going on here. Like what it says right here, release and be free, accept the pain. Track listing right here. Comes on a printed inner sleeve. Track listings and little bits of lyric pieces. Once again, you have the architecture, credits, and I got the purple variant. Yeah. Marbled purple vinyl. A little dark to see, but it is purple. Other side. Yeah. There was also a quartz version that was limited to 100, but I was unable to get a hold of that because, I don't know, Cold Cuts merch was kind of messing up a little bit, but still, this is better than nothing. I'm very happy to have this, and if you're into Full of Hell or The Body, check out this release. Now we dig a little deeper into more cult territories with this next release. This is the collaborative album between DEATHSTENCH and FURPA, entitled Evoking Shadows of Death. Yeah. This got put out through Malignant Records, Black Plague Productions, and yeah, this is such an intense release, guys, and it's probably one of the most elusive albums to come out this year, because this was limited to around 150 copies, and this sold out relatively fast. I mean, I have to thank my buddy Eric Bauer for getting me into a release like this, because it pretty much delves in between the worlds of both black ambient and ritual drone and noise, and it's just so intense. I mean, DEATHSTENCH is pretty much the more black metal rooted sort of project, and they collaborated with this group of people from Russia called FURPA. They delve into more droning ritual ambient sort of sounds with the Mongolian throat singing and the unique sort of instrumentations, and it's just rumbling. It has a very rumbling effect, this release does, and it's just so amazing to listen to. I mean, it's just two really lengthy songs, but you get the most out of both of these particular tracks, especially the second part of the song, where you get the more riff influence going on with that track. It's intense, and that's really the best way to describe this release. It's very intense to listen to, and I would hope this gets a repress, because I think this is something very much worth owning. So you have the front cover here. Digging the artwork photography on this side. You have the back, more skulls and stuff. I really like this thing right here. And it comes on a standard black vinyl, but I may as well show you the vinyl anyway. Yeah, pretty, one long groove, no cue-up lines or anything like that. Side B right here. But yeah, if you're into black metal mixed with a little bit of ritual ambient and noise, you'll find something to enjoy with Evoking Shadows of Death. This is such an intense release. I really enjoyed the hell out of it. Yeah. Skulls and candles, that's the best way to do it. Speaking of skulls and candles, this is 13th Moon with Abhorrence of Light. Yeah. Really don't know too much about these guys, other than the fact that they're based out of Spain, and they play this really ritualistic, necrotic, evil-sounding style of black metal. It's a very short release. I should get this out of the way if you ever want to get a chance to listen to it. It's a short release, but treasure whatever time you have to spend with it, because you're going to be in for some seriously great stuff here. I believe this came out in 2014 through Triangulum Ignis, Nigrum Serpentis. Those are the labels that I'm seeing on here, so I'm assuming that's who put it out. But yeah, very, very ritualistic black metal. I love the intensity. I love the vocal stylings. I love the musicianship efforts going on here. It just feels like you're being part of an evil sort of ritual of some kind, and it's just deadly, deadly stuff to listen to. Seriously enjoyable stuff, and of course Spain is such a serious hotbed for black metal and stuff at the moment, so very much something worth supporting. So you got the front cover here, digging the little border around the skulls and candles here, keeping up with the skull and candles thing. I think this is a really cool thing, but yeah, love this cover. You have the back, track listing, logos, and this came shrink wrapped, but I put the sticker of the limitation, because this is limited to 420 copies. Mine is number 278, and comes on a printed inner sleeve. Nice artwork here, really, really digging that. More ritualistic photography, a little bit of passages going on in here, credits and all that stuff, and comes on a standard black vinyl. Simple labels to go on here. I like the label that they put for side 2, it looks really nice. But yeah, seriously wonderful black metal. Very top quality release. I got this through the Agena Offensive. I don't know if there's still copies available, but if you're able to find this, listen to this, and buy it. It's worth it. Since we're still on the topic of skulls, we're going to get to something that's a little bit more notable in the realm of skulls. This is Mutilation with Black Millennium Grimly Reborn. Yeah. the infamous Black Millennium Grimly Reborn by Mutilation. Of course, you have the bone on the wheelchair. This is an alternative cover, because if I'm not mistaken, the original cover had pretty much a similar sort of look for Manak. There was a dog in there. There's a little bit of a pupper action going on with that original album cover, but this is a different sort of shot. But yeah, probably one of the most weirdest and most depraved sounding albums in Mutilation's discography. This was the album that followed up a masterpiece like Remains of a Ruined Dead Cursed Soul. And what would you think Manak would want to do after a release like that? Pretty much deliver some pretty depraved stuff. I mean, lyrically, musically, visually, it's just weird. I like the weirdness of this album. I love the vocals, I love the music. It just feels very raw and putrid. And I love that about this album. I mean, you have songs like New False Prophet, Curse My Funeral, and pretty much one of my favorite tracks on here, The Hanged Priest. Amen. I fucking love that part. It's fucking freaky, but yeah. You have the front cover, like I said, alternative cover compared to the original that got put out through the car. Got the back here with track listings. Of course, this is Dark Adversary, so you know this is top quality release. Gatefold. Gatefold with lyrics and all that other good stuff. And as you can see, this is an official release cursed by Manak, which means this is an approved version. Comes with this little lyric sheet with a manifesto of some kind by Manak. Once again looking sad on a chair. I don't know why this guy looks so sad in all these pictures. It's fucking weird, but yeah. None with tits and cross. All that really needs to be said there. And it comes on a heavyweight 180 gram black vinyl. I'll just show you the labels here. Side A, Side B. Nothing too special. But yeah, very enjoyable Mutilation record. Probably one of the most famous releases to come out from this project. And it's worth looking into. And last but not least, we're going to come back home to the US for some seriously underrated black metal. This is CREBAIN with Night of Stormcrow. Yeah. CREBAIN is a one-man black metal project based out of California, pretty much done by one guy, and Caligon the Black. I believe this came out originally in 2003, and yeah, very simplistic and to the point, but yet it sounds very awesome. I love what Night of Stormcrow does with this release. I believe this was originally released as a single picture disc, but it got re-released on vinyl through Foreign Sounds as a standard vinyl edition, which I think works out much, much better, because I think more people will have an opportunity to listen to a project like this with a standard vinyl, because picture discs are fine and dandy and all, but regular vinyl release, can't go really wrong with that. But yeah, seriously awesome stuff. I like I Live to Kill, By Our Talons Heaven Shall Fall. Seriously good songwriting going on here, and of course many of people would remember that he also did a split with Leviathan not a long while ago. Very awesome stuff. Like I said, I think that this project doesn't get as much love and attention as it so rightfully deserves, and hopefully more CREBAIN stuff will be made in due time. But yeah, comes with this little poster / lyric sheet, extended artwork. I really dig this black and white artwork with the crow and all that stuff. Lyrics and credits on this side. Once again, going to the front of the cover here. Back with the track listings. And I don't know the limitations on this, but I got the colored variant, and it's quite a gorgeous record to look at. It comes on a green vinyl, translucent green with black smoke. You have this A side, B side with a CREBAIN logo. Yeah, gorgeous vinyl color. It sounds great. Quality is ace. I love everything about this release. Like I said, I hope more CREBAIN gets made in the future, because we need some great US black metal in our lives, and I would say CREBAIN is definitely great US black metal. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to leave you some selected links to some of the bands I talked about in this video. If you happen to own any of these releases, definitely let me know what you think and how you feel about them. Yeah, Hope your weekend goes good, and I love you all very much. I'm gonna conclude this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, Armijo out.